So what, you were here January 29th for sentencing.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what are you doing?
Well, with the new job that I had, I thought I had everything under control. I had a great job. I had, everything going the right way. I got in over my head. I thought that I could, handle everything, working 50 hours a week and, 2-hour drive per day. And by the time I got home, I was just tired. And I was losing control without seeing it fast enough. And
This is 3 weeks after you were here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had, the job itself, I knew it was going to be bigger than, I've had, in the past, and I was in over my head getting the job in the first place. I thought I would be able to get a grip with it and everything right about way. I didn't. And I resulted in the wrong direction. Since then, I've gotten my co-sponsor back. She got me a job at a catering company that wants me to start tomorrow. I would be working side by side with her, being able to get to meetings and slow down and do the things that I need to do. The other job I didn't. I had no time. I was just tired. Like I said, I no longer work for that company anymore. I have this other job that's more lenient on time, that I could get the things that I need done, and keep going in the right direction this time.
Well, what do you need to get done?
Be able to go to my outpatient treatment, my meetings, my assessments, things I wasn't able to do before. Because I worked the other job. I worked 8 to 5 every day, and I had 2 days off per week. But one of the days was only during the weekday to get everything. It was too much. I couldn't.
Well, why were you working that job if you knew you had to do all these things?
I didn't know at the time. I had gotten the job prior.
But these problems have existed in advance of you getting that job, right?
No, I had gotten the job beforehand.
When?
Before the first of the year.
Okay.
The hearing starts with a violation list so overwhelming that it immediately changes the entire legal landscape. This is no longer about one bad choice. It is about a pattern that suggests supervision has stopped working the way it was designed.
Living out in Conneaut and driving an hour each way, and then working 50 hours a week, which is only supposed to spend 44, but it's here nor there. I just had no time to do anything. I thought I would be able to make it work, and I failed.
Why would you think that would have worked?
Because I'm stubborn. I just thought I would be able to.
How long have you been using drugs?
I've been sober for over 10 years.
Well, you were in the Cleveland Municipal Court drug court docket until 24, right?
Yes, but it was not a drug court. It was not a drug case.
It was a possession of drugs case.
Which there wasn't. It was driving suspension.
Well, 10-4 of 18, there's a possession of drugs charge.
But all my screens had always came up negative.
So then why did you start using again if you had been sober for 10 years?
Because I panicked. I was trying to do too much too fast. I relapsed. I made a mistake. It's not one that I want to make again.
Well, you made that mistake and then you compounded the mistake, right?
Yes, but even, the makers of the big book, they relapsed a few times too.
Well, how many times should you relapse before we,
No more. This is it. This is
I
it.
mean, you're kind of explaining it away, that it's okay because the big book says.
No, it's not. No, I'm just saying it's not okay. It's not. But what I'm saying is I'm human. I made a mistake. I own it.
Okay, that's fine. What are you gonna do about it? That's the thing.
I'm gonna go to meetings,
You
more
can
meetings.
own anything you want. People
Right.
come in here and tell me they take responsibility for whatever it is they did, but then they abdicate their responsibility by doing the same thing again.
I understand. I wouldn't go to more meetings.
Not doing online anymore.
Not doing online anymore. Lake Geauga, my husband's talked to them. If I got out today, and got there before they closed, I can get my assessment done today and start on Monday. And with the catering job being more lenient on when I need to work.
Where's the catering job?
It's in Mayfield. It's based in Mayfield, but
Why do you live in Conneaut and you used to
It was-
work in Wickliffe and now why is that?
because my husband had lost his job last year and I wasn't working and we got evicted from where we were living. My family lives out in Conneaut and allowed us to stay there to start saving money up so we could get a place of our own and not keep backpedaling forward and backwards and the catering, they don't just do Mayfield area, they do for the hospitals and obviously weddings and stuff like that, but they do all over. So the Conneaut is only temporary, hopefully sooner than later. And then we'll go back to the area that we're used to, which is Wickliffe will be.
Have you lived in Wickliffe in the past?
Yes.
Where?
Where I lived on, growing up, I lived on Ridgewick, and as an adult, I lived on East 291st from, gosh, my daughter was 3, she's 34, so over 20 years we lived there. I went to school with the mayor, Joe Sakis.
The conversation shifts from excuses to relapse, and the judge immediately pushes back against any attempt to normalize it. Recovery programs often acknowledge setbacks, but the courtroom operates under a different standard.
All 3 of my kids graduated from Wickliffe High School.
You know Frank DiPasquale?
I do.
How do you know Frank?
Frank DiPasquale is actually my friend's, I'm not sure how they...
I know the name.
Well, DiPasquale. That's DiPasquale. I know them. I don't know how. Brain freeze. I was going to say the sister he knows, but that's not it. DiPasquale. My cousins are Danny DeSenzas. My mom passed away just a couple years ago, but she went to Wickliffe. My aunts went to Wickliffe. My uncle went to Wickliffe. Frank, do you know the last name Frank?
Oh.
No, there was a Sue Frank. My grandparents were Marge and Patsy Frank. My mom was Sue Frank, Lori Frank, Diane Frank, Candy Frank, Pasquale Frank, Pat Frank.
I'm wondering what you're gonna do to straighten yourself out.
Slow down. And I think this catering job where it's not, you pretty much can pick and choose what jobs you want to work. It's not mandatory, 40 hours a week or, anything like that. This way I could do the necessity things I need to do.
What's the name of the catering company?
Driftwood. Not only do I have one sponsor, now I have two sponsors, so this is the second one is one I would be working with. And she's been sober for over 30 years.
What was a fake substance that she had?
Urine.
Where'd you get that from?
I had it from someone I knew.
Who's that?
An ex-coworker.
At Party City?
No, from Gabe's.
Okay. Well, who's that?
Her name is Angela.
Angela who?
What was her last name? Hamilton.
Okay. So why did you get that?
Because I knew I screwed up. And I just made it worse for myself.
Where'd you get the drugs from?
The drugs I got from someone I knew from years ago, out of Cleveland. And the pills I take. I'm taking them right now in jail.
Well, you tested positive for meth and for MDMA.
I don't know what that is. I take gabapentin
Where did you get the meth from?
from someone in Cleveland.
Who's that?
My gosh. Sorry, I'm having a brain. I know it on my phone.
Why is it? When's the last time you got drugs from that person in Cleveland?
What I had
No, before that.
before that, I couldn't even tell you.
Well, give me a guess.
Years.
Why is that person's name in your phone?
Because it was someone that, because I don't know how to erase things, for one.
It's pretty easy. You can just go to the contact and go edit and then delete.
I do, and the name is either
You were-
still there.
Listen, you were running that Party City place?
Yes,
You were the manager?
yes.
You can figure out how to delete something.
No, I could not. I couldn't figure out how to do their work.
You could figure out, you didn't delete it because you wanted it in there when you wanted it.
Probably, but I know I did.
Probably, certainly. Okay.
Okay. I'll get a brand new phone.
Well, you, what are you, 52 now?
Yes, sir.
The defendant has truly disconnected from the people and habits that fueled earlier mistakes. Small inconsistencies become significant because credibility is built through precision, not broad statements about wanting to improve.
I'm not going to have this be the thing that kills me. That's for sure.
Well,
Yeah, that's.
Amanda is not here to babysit you,
I know.
okay? So,
She won't have to.
well, we do, because you were here 3 weeks ago and you violated right away.
Yes, but I've changed. The biggest thing that was holding everything back. One of the biggest things is, the job was a big thing. And I was under a lot of stress. I still don't understand how they do their system. They're very old school. Nothing was scanned. Everything was written out, and it was just always a mess.
Okay, well, the first thing you gotta do before you worry about running an hour each way from Conneaut to Mayfield and back is how to take care of your problems so you don't keep ending up here.
Yes, that's why I picked up. I have I have two sponsors, like I said now, who
Okay.
is going to keep a tight leash on me.
Well, The idea of a sponsor is not to keep a leash on you. The
Well-
idea of a sponsor is somebody to bounce things off of when you
Right,
feel the need to, okay?
Right.
But what sort of treatment do you need?
I'm going to go to Lake Geauga
For what?
for treatment,
For what kind of treatment?
outpatient.
How do you know it's outpatient?
Because that's what I asked for.
Well, what if you need more than that?
I don't think I do right
Well,
now.
how do you know that? How would somebody in the throes of a meth addiction know what treatment they need?
Because all I can tell you is once I don't have that job anymore, I actually, even though it's a great job and good money, I feel relief. I really do. I didn't have time for my husband. I didn't have time for anything. By the time I got home,
Well, you had time to get to Cleveland to get the meth, right?
I did once, yes.
Okay, now, are you telling me today that that's the only time you used it after January 29th? Yes? Am I supposed to believe that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then why did you do that?
So I sabotaged myself.
So there's where you need a sponsor. When you get that urge to use that, and you call them
Exactly.
and talk to them, and they talk you off the ledge.
Exactly.
That's the point. Because I don't necessarily believe that. When did you use it in advance of when you went to the probation department?
A couple days before, 2 days prior, so 3 days.
So February 17th. Is that why you didn't show up on the 19th?
No, actually, I overslept. I slept all day. My husband didn't know I had to go to probation. He let me sleep in. I was at home.
So when you said you were sober for 10 years, what was that time period?
2000 to 15, 16, somewhere in there, till present.
Well, not till February 17th, right?
Correct.
Huh?
Yes.
What about in 25?
Yes.
Yes, what?
I was sober.
Well, you were,
The defendant has truly disconnected from the people and habits that fueled earlier mistakes. Small inconsistencies become significant because credibility is built through precision, not broad statements about wanting to improve.
wasn't your last use of meth in May of 25?
No, none of my screens came out dirty. They were
I
all
don't care about
negative.
your screen.
Oh, no, I did not.
Because I'm looking at your intervention evaluation that was done June 21, or January 21. In the interview, it says you told the interviewer your last use was in May of 25, using about $40 a month.
No,
No?
I didn't use them. I don't, no.
You didn't tell that to the interviewer?
I don't know why I would have. I don't
I don't know why you would have either, unless, I mean, she's making stuff up or what?
I don't know. I don't think I did.
Well, on this case, on April 17th of 25, you're charged with aggravated possession of drugs, methamphetamine.
That's this case,
Right.
yes.
You told me that you were sober that you didn't use
Yes, I'm
until-
sorry, yes, I did use, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, where did that meth come from?
A girl that I worked with
Worked with where?
at Gabe's,
Okay. And who is that? Angela?
yes,
Is Angela in your phone?
no,
How'd you know where to find Angela? Did you go up to Gabe's?
yes. And she no longer works there now, so
Why is that?
I have no idea.
How do you know she doesn't work there anymore?
Because I had gone in there a couple weeks ago. and-
Why?
To buy clothes?
Or to buy meth?
No, 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 I needed new shoes. And I could still get my discount there, so that's why I went there.
What are you taking the gabapentin for?
My back, my spine sticks out.
Who prescribed that?
My doctor.
Which doctor?
It was Dr. Berry.
Does he know that you like meth too?
No, but he had asked me prior, when I first started seeing him, if I wanted to be, put on pain medicine. I told him no. So that's why they prescribed me the gabapentin.
How long has she been in jail just on,
I have 22 days on this violation.
is that also involving the muni time?
Yes.
How much exclusive of the muni time, do you know? What'd you say she got 11 days on that one? Ms. Novotny?
Your Honor, we're just asking for any leniency with the probation violation. As we previously discussed, Ms. McFarland did take care of the new cases there in Painesville Municipal Court. She was placed on probation there as well. Additionally, Your Honor, we did have a conversation about her online counseling. She is no longer going to do online counseling. She is looking to get started with Lake Geauga with that respect. She knows how it is vital to be in person for her counseling and her treatment. With that, Your Honor, she did previously work at Party Place, as she informed the court. She was a store manager there. I know she was receiving a lot of stress as she was trying to get everything all lined up in the matter of time that she was there.
The judge moving beyond surface-level promises and testing whether the defendant actually understands recovery. Saying there are now 2 sponsors sounds encouraging, but the judge immediately dismantles the idea that sponsors exist to control someone's behavior.
Now she has lined up a job at a catering business that we established on the record. His name is Driftwood. Her co-sponsor does work there too in the catering business as well. With that, Your Honor, her husband has been a layer of support for her as well, has helped her maneuver and get in touch with Lake Geauga. We're just asking for any leniency with this probation violation that's in front of you. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to extend your community control another year, so now you bought yourself 3 years instead of 2. You're going to serve 11 days in jail with credit for 11. And when do you report again? Tuesday? Next Tuesday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. By next Tuesday, you're going to hand to your probation officer the results of your evaluation at Lake Geauga for
Yes.
drugs and alcohol and for a mental health evaluation. And and if that thing comes back and it says that you need some limited treatment, then I'll know you were lying to him and we'll be back here again. And everything else I told you to do, in those 3 weeks you managed not to do any of them, you're still required to do.
Okay.
Is Shizawa anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Now you're going to, she have to come to see you when she gets out of jail?
Yeah, if you could.
Okay. I should have sent you to somewhere else, but I didn't.
Thank you.
Now,
Once those inconsistencies appear, the burden quietly shifts onto her to restore confidence. Each correction weakens the defense that this was a single lapse in judgment. The judge is no longer evaluating whether she relapsed. That question has already been answered. The real issue becomes whether she is finally telling the complete truth, because honesty is the foundation of any successful probation sentence. Defense counsel changes the strategy by redirecting the conversation toward rehabilitation instead of punishment. Rather than disputing the violations, the attorney focuses on concrete changes that can still persuade the court to invest in supervision instead of incarceration. The new job, in-person treatment, supportive husband, and sober co-sponsor are presented as practical safeguards rather than emotional appeals. This approach recognizes an important reality of probation hearings. Judges rarely reward apologies alone. They respond to structured plans with measurable accountability. The attorney avoids promising perfection and instead argues that the circumstances surrounding the defendant have fundamentally changed. That subtle shift matters because courts are generally more willing to extend another opportunity when they see a realistic framework for preventing future violations instead of hearing another round of hopeful intentions. The final ruling reflects a balance between accountability and opportunity. The judge refuses to ignore how quickly the defendant violated probation, yet also avoids the harsher option of ending community control altogether. Extending supervision sends a clear message that trust has not been restored. It has merely been delayed. The jail credit recognizes time already served, but the real pressure comes from the conditions attached to release. Independent evaluations, treatment recommendations, and strict reporting requirements create objective benchmarks that cannot be negotiated later. The judge even warns that future assessments could expose today's claims if they prove inaccurate. That transforms every upcoming appointment into a credibility test. The hearing closes with a direct reminder that lasting change must benefit the defendant herself, because probation only works when personal responsibility replaces courtroom supervision.